Kim Taehyung had seen beauty before. Museums, sunsets, Paris at golden hour. None of it compared to the boy who walked into the wrong lecture hall on the first day of spring semester. Jeon Jungkook, 19. Wide eyes. Oversized white hoodie slipping off one shoulder. Cheeks pink from the cold. He stood frozen at the doorway, clutching a sketchbook like it was his entire universe. Taehyung forgot how to breathe. The professor kept talking. Taehyung didn't hear a single word. He only saw the way Jungkook bit his lip, apologized softly, and slipped into the back row, 3 seats away from him. That was the moment Kim Taehyung's perfectly controlled life cracked open. He spent the entire 90-minute lecture memorizing him, the way Jungkook slashes cast shadows when he looked down, the tiny scar on his right thumb, the nervous habit of twisting the silver ring on his index finger whenever he was thinking. When the bell rang, Jungkook gathered his things in a hurry and left. Taehyung stayed seated, staring at the empty chair. Jimin slid into the seat beside him. "Hyung, you look like you just got shot." Taehyung's voice came out low, almost reverent. "I think I just met the reason I was born." Jungkook started noticing him the following week. The senior with silver hair and eyes that looked like they held entire galaxies. Kim Taehyung. Final year photography student. Campus legend. Untouchable. He was everywhere. Leaning against the library pillar while Jungkook studied. Sitting 3 tables away in the cafeteria, staring openly. Appearing on the rooftop where Jungkook went to sketch when the world felt too loud. One night, Jungkook was drawing the city skyline at 2 a.m. when footsteps sounded behind him. Still awake, little artist Jungkook jumped, charcoal smudging across his cheek. Taehyung stood there in a black coat, moonlight cutting sharp lines across his face. Jungkook's heart raced. I couldn't sleep. Taehyung stepped closer, eyes dropping to the half-finished drawing. "That's the view from my dorm window," Jungkook flushed. I didn't know." Taehyung smiled. "Slow, dangerous, soft. Draw me one day, Jungkook. I want to see how you see me." Then he was gone, leaving Jungkook trembling in the cold, fingers stained black and heart racing red. Jungkook drew him every night after that. Page after page of Kim Taehyung, laughing, brooding, staring straight at the view like he could see into souls. He hid the sketchbook under his mattress. Until the day Taehyung found it. Jungkook came back from class to find Taehyung sitting on his bed, sketchbook open on his lap, fingers tracing the latest portrait with something akin to worship. Jungkook froze in the doorway. "That's private, it's beautiful," Taehyung whispered. His voice cracked. "You made me look like I'm worth loving." Jungkook's eyes filled with tears. "You weren't supposed to see." Taehyung stood, walking until they were inches apart. "I see you too, Jungkook. Every second of every day. And I'm done pretending I don't." He cupped Jungkook's face, gentle, trembling, and pressed the softest kiss to his forehead. "I'm going to make you mine," he murmured against his skin. "Even if it takes forever." The university festival arrived like a storm of neon lights and cheap beer. Jungkook had promised his classmates he would come for just 1 hour. 1 hour turned into 3 because Park Jimin kept dragging him from booth to booth, stuffing teakook into his hands and forcing him to pose with oversized plushies. Taehyung watched from the shadows near the photography club stand. He hadn't spoken to Jungkook in 4 days. Not since the night he kissed Jungkook's forehead and whispered the dangerous promise. 4 days of silence. 4 nights of staring at the ceiling, repeating Jungkook's name like a prayer. And now Jungkook was laughing, bright and breathless, while some tall basketball player from the engineering department leaned too close, whispering something that made Jungkook's cheeks turn pink. Taehyung's fingers tightened around the camera strap until his knuckles went white. Jimin noticed first. "Hyung, your face is scary right now." Taehyung didn't answer. He was already moving. Jungkook felt him before he saw him. The air changed. Became heavier, warmer, charged. He turned, and there was Taehyung, cutting through the crowd like a blade, eyes locked only on him. The basketball senior kept talking. Jungkook didn't hear a word. Taehyung stopped right in front of them. His voice was calm. Terrifyingly calm. "Jungkook," he said, soft enough that only the three of them heard. "Come with me." It wasn't a question. The senior frowned. "Hey, we were." Taehyung's gaze flicked to him, cold and lethal. 1 second. That was all it took. The boy swallowed whatever he was about to say and stepped back. Jungkook's heart pounded so hard he felt dizzy. He let Taehyung take his wrist, gentle but unyielding, and pulled him away from the lights, away from the noise, until they were behind the old music building where no one ever went. The moment they were alone, Taehyung pressed him against the brick wall, hands braced on at the side of Jungkook's head. He didn't touch him. Not yet. But the space between them burned. "Do you have any idea?" Taehyung whispered, voice shaking with something dark and desperate, "what it does to me when you smile at someone else like that?" Jungkook's breath hitched. I wasn't. "You were." Taehyung leaned closer, nose brushing Jungkook's temple. "You looked at him the way I dream you look at me when I'm not there." Jungkook's eyes filled instantly. "Taehyung, don't." Taehyung's voice cracked. "Don't call me Hyung when you let other people stand that close to you." Jungkook reached up with trembling fingers and touched Taehyung's cheek. "I didn't want him," he said, small and honest. "I was just waiting for you to come find me." The fight left Taehyung's body all at once. He dropped his forehead against Jungkook's, breathing hard. "I'm sorry," he rasped. "I'm so sorry. I can't stand it. The thought of you belonging to anyone else makes me lose my mind." Jungkook slid his arms around Taehyung's waist, holding tight. "I don't want to belong to anyone else," he whispered into Taehyung's chest. "I never have." Taehyung made a broken sound and finally wrapped his arms around him, crushing Jungkook against him like he was trying to fuse them together. They stayed like that for a long time. The festival music thumped faintly in the distance. Fireworks exploded overhead in bursts of gold and violet. But behind the music building, there was only the sound of two hearts learning how to beat as one. When Taehyung finally pulled back, he cupped Jungkook's face with both hands and looked into his eyes, serious and pleading. "From now on," he said, voice low and steady, "when you smile like that, it's only for me. Promise me." Jungkook didn't hesitate. "I promise." Taehyung kissed him then, not on the forehead this time, but soft and slow and deep on the lips, tasting like cotton candy and desperate love. When they broke apart, Taehyung rested his forehead against Jungkook's again. "Good boy," he murmured, thumb brushing Jungkook's swollen bottom lip. "Because I don't share what's mine." And Jungkook, cheeks burning, heart exploding, smiled, small, shy, devastating. "Only yours," he whispered. Always, somewhere above them, the last firework faded into smoke. Neither of them noticed. They were too busy falling.